All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're alive. Welcome back to Crossfire with Espey and Gobby. We are joined today by our special guest, Joel Hudik. Now, did I say that right?
Hudik.
Hudik.
I've heard them all though, so it's
you've heard them all.
Whatever, call me whatever you want.
Right on. Before we get into anything, you guys, just want to say thanks to our sponsors. Gobby, what shirt you got on there?
Boom.
Arm Assassin Strength Shop. That's one of them. Garage Door Guys in KC. And if you guys haven't hit subscribe, please do so. And check out our Patreon site that you can find in the information section below this video. And one shout out to our alpha member, Zane William Nisley. Thank you very much for that. So, Joel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. A little early, but I'm doing all right.
What time is it where you are?
What is it? Probably 10:15, maybe.
Yeah, same.
10 o'clock.
Same with me.
So, why don't you introduce yourself to the viewing audience and tell us a little bit about yourself so we can get to know you a little bit?
Oh, boy. Well, my name is Joel Hudik. Live up in a little town called Berkey, Ohio, which is about an eighth of a mile from the Michigan line. I'm in the northwest corner up here of Ohio. And, you know, I'm sure the weather's a lot like Canada. How's the weather where you guys at?
It's cold,
snowing
man.
like a bitch here. Yeah.
Well, Gobby and I live in drastically different areas, so it's all good.
So yeah, that's all there is to know about me, I guess.
As far as arm wrestling,
what do you want to know? Ask me some questions.
What have you done? Where have you been?
Oh man, I've been all over the place. Normally I'm just around, the Midwest, travel around, but I've been all over the country. I've been out to Vegas, WAL, all that stuff. We've been a lot of the same tournaments, but I've been everywhere, man. It's like kind of hard to remember all the stuff you've done until you.
Yeah, you opened my eyes. You got on the map for me when you pulled in Chicago, WAL, that event where you and Mike Solaris had this. I don't know, man. It seemed like a 2-minute match with fouls, and you just never ever. He had full. Seemed like he had good hand control. You were flat. Your hand was flat. And he just could not finish you. And I'm like, right away, I'm like, man, there's a fucking grinder. Oh
yeah, that match ruined my elbow for 2 years.
Yeah, I bet.
It's just now coming back from that.
Yeah, that was insane.
Well, I was at that. That was one of my best events I've ever had too. That was a good event. That was the WL regionals.
Right across from Wrigley Field. There was that the one.
Yeah.
Now, didn't you go to? Didn't you win one of the WL tournaments in Vegas?
No, the best I finished out there, I think, was maybe, fourth, maybe. I can't remember anymore. Which, I think the best I finished out there was maybe third or fourth. I really honestly can't remember. But, I won a lot of their smaller events, but never the big one. I'm always a bridesmaid on that one.
Well, that's all good.
Yep.
What about making sure we're live? And we are. We got some people watching. Comment section, chime in here so I know you're there. Well, what is going on? What is next for Joel Hudik?
I don't know. I'm kind of like a lot of guys. I'm just kind of waiting to see, if Jamie's going to call. I'm sure you're doing the same thing. If WL is going to call, I'm hearing a little bit of noise about possible matches here and there, but you never really know. So,
let's talk about that. Jamie, I text Jamie periodically, and just to make sure he remembers my name. But,
I do the same thing. Just, hey, bud.
But it seems like the WAL is already kind of leaning a certain way. Like they're already talking about matches. Neil seems to be building. Like, I know that the decision maybe is not final, but he seems to be building certain matches throughout his podcast, and the WAL is posting a lot of mass content.
They're leaning a certain way, and I think they're leaning the wrong fucking way. The way they, nothing personal to any individual person, but I just don't like some of the shit they do in it. I don't know. What do you think? And you're right there. You do.
It's tough to say, man. I mean, I have some personal interest in the potential Matt Mask versus Wagner Bortolato.
I love that match.
Left-handed match. I don't mind it. It's going to be entertaining, but I think it's going to be one-sided. So I don't know. If they're trying to build up a certain person, they might have the opposite effect. Like when somebody comes in that's only had one match and he can dominate somebody. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't understand a lot of. I don't know. I guess it's not my job. It's my job to arm wrestle when they call me. But a lot of the shit I see on social media is kind of, it's kind of irritating. I don't know how you guys feel about it, Gobby. I mean, it's almost annoying. Some of it. But
I know that they've never posted a Ryan Espey meme ever.
No.
But the Matt Mask one seemed to come on a daily basis, and the Devin Larratt one seemed to come on a daily basis. And,
daily basis.
Even
the Michael kid.
Yeah, there's not even really any Michael Todd ones coming out from them as frequently as there maybe should be.
Right.
He is the champ.
To be clear, Ryan, you said it's one-sided. I have to believe you think Mask is going to smoke him, right?
No, I do not.
Wow. Man, no. I don't think the guy's that much of that impression. He doesn't impress me as an arm wrestler that much. I think Mask will kill him.
It will be
if the match stops and Mask is in trouble, right?
Yeah, if Wagner stops that initial hit, I mean, Matt has incredible pronation, but if the match stops, Wagner will pull him over. Or Wagner's side pressure will just be too much.
Stops on the table and they start arm wrestling each other, then.
And you got to know.
That's what I feel the same way. I usually think I know what the hell's going to happen in a lot of the matches, and I'm usually wrong half the time. So that seems to be the way it works.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a left-handed match.
Right.
Wagner doesn't pull right-handed. He's got some injuries or whatever. But left-handed is a different ballgame. I mean, if you put Mask up against him right-handed, Matt wins 100% of the time.
Right.
Left-handed, I'm not so sure. In fact, Gobby, you were leaning the other way. You think that Mask would beat Wagner in a left-handed match? What are you basing that on?
Well, we can't. What can we base anything on? We haven't seen the guy pull, with the exception of this Devin Super match, and he looked like a. He looks like
a strong motherfucker. Is what he looks like.
He looks strong, but didn't look like a good mechanically sound arm wrestler.
But did Devin just do that to him? Like, Devin looked like the biggest, strongest version of Devin there's ever been.
Yeah. Just doesn't impress me. His clowning around with Muppets and toys and whatever the fuck he does not, in my mind, does not equate to him being an excellent arm wrestler. He's trying to overcompensate for losing stuff or losing what he once had. Looks like an utter clown. I just don't think he's got the tools, those rules, that table to deal with Mask. Now, you're right. I mean, if it stops,
Yep.
I don't believe it will.
That's an exciting match. So I mean, I don't really care who wins that match. I'm just excited to see what the hell the table even lasts through the whole damn thing.
There'll be a lot of table slapping and yelling,
right.
and screaming per what we're used to. Right. I just think Mask is motivated as fuck. He didn't have the best record last year, so I think.
I think he had some other things going on in his head, maybe, and that was.
Yeah, I just think
we've all been there.
Yeah, I just think he's looking absolutely to win this fucking match, and with enough advanced time to train, I think his left will be very, very strong. Yeah,
I'm excited to watch a lot of the matches, but there's a lot of the matches there's a lot of guys that I'm not excited to see over and over.
How can we? Why wouldn't we see a Joel Hudik Ryan Bowen match? Why wouldn't we see that?
I asked for that match, and it seems like they want to go with this other kid. What the hell is his name?
Brent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that sounds like that's what they're grooming him for. So
it looks like I don't know, unofficial or whatever, but I've heard murmurs of Ryan pulling Brendan.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean,
well, they were both on the show and on Neil's show, and Neil's
Well, right now Ryan's calling the shots. He's got it all planned out. He's going to go take the hammer from Rob, and
Yeah.
it's just going to be it's just a stepping stone. Everybody's a stepping stone. So I mean, Jesus Christ, he's never won anything in his whole entire life, and all of a sudden he's going to go take this hammer from Rob Bidgen, right? Dude's about fucking pair of khaki pants away from looking like a camp counselor, and he thinks he's some fucking badass.
How do you think he's going to do with Chance Shaw?
I think Chance Shaw is going to fucking kill him. It's a stupid match. Chance Shaw is a lot bigger, right? And Chance Shaw's a really good arm wrestler. So what the hell is he doing? Giving this guy unlimited weight. Chance Shaw's going to run right through him. I think.
I mean, Chance beat fucking Nick Zena, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit if Nick Zena was hurt or what the hell was going on. That's not an easy guy to beat, regardless.
Yeah.
I think Chance, he was calling me out at one point, I think. Like, Chance is, like, dude. The guy's a big, he's not a light heavyweight, he's a heavyweight. And
yeah, he's grown a lot in the past couple of years, I think. Yeah, I think he was around 215, and now he's
250.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and he pulls in positions that, man,
yeah,
if Ryan thinks he's gonna play the stamina game with him, I don't think it's gonna work out.
Yeah, can't beat him with the stamina, can't beat him with power.
He's got all these.
And I don't believe Chance Shaw is going to get out arm wrestled by.
Well, Ryan's got all these new vectors and shit, so maybe he'll find a vector.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get hurt. Actually, he's trying to turn himself into Todd Hutchings.
Yeah, there's only
Todd
one.
20 years to do this, and Ryan Bowen thinks he's going to just fucking start yanking on these cables sideways and get strong. He's going to end up hurt, I think.
Well, I know I'm going to watch.
Yeah, I'm watching. Hell yeah!
Goddamn, I would pay up to $5 to watch that pay-per-view.
When is that Florida event?
I'm not paying shit.
When is the event? I don't remember. Someone in the comments section, tell us when that event is.
February 1st, maybe, isn't it? It's right at really early
It
February.
might be next weekend. Well, that's one possibility. The other possibility, like, he's pulling that guy, but then he's pulling BLM probably. Because BLM basically said he would kill Ryan, and Ryan said he now wants that match. It sounds like that could be the match to make.
Well, they got to give Ryan a match he can win, right? So he can.
I don't know.
Step it over people.
BLM is, man, I don't know. I don't know if he can win that match. I can tell you that if Ryan loses that match.
Let's talk about good arm wrestlers.
Okay, throw one out there. What's the next one we're looking forward to?
Oh, I don't know. It's your show. I don't know. Wow. We can talk about whatever you guys want, but man, I get fired up talking about that shit.
Well, let's talk about who should the heavyweight champ face in the first match, because that is a topic of some debate too. Seeing how we're on the WAL stuff,
right?
Should it be Jerry? Should it be
I think it probably should be Jerry, but they don't have any rhyme or reason of what the hell they're doing as far as earning and climbing or whatever, I guess.
Well, it's kind of like the UFC culture,
right? Just
you have to get someone's attention in a pretty big way,
right? So I don't know. Jerry probably deserves it, but who knows what the hell they're gonna do? It might be Devin. Maybe they'll call you up. I don't know.
They're not calling me up for that.
You never know what the hell is going to happen.
I mean, I would say yes. Maybe if the stars align and there's all of a sudden a last-minute injury, they give me a call and say, hey, get in there.
They're going to pay me money to go travel somewhere and arm wrestle. I'm in. I don't give a shit. I'll arm wrestle you. If they're going to pay me money, I don't. I get no problem with that. I love arm wrestling, so I'm not afraid to get slapped around by somebody.
I mean, what the worst case scenario on taking a WAL match and getting your ass kicked is you don't get any more WAL matches. You still have the ability to go to your national championships, your world championships. Like, that's all by choice. It's not by someone's decision. So the opportunities that come, you pretty much have to say yes to if you're able.
Right. Absolutely. And that's shit, man. There's so many guys out there that deserve a match. I mean, I can think of probably 20 guys in my weight class that they should be calling up. I'd love to see guys like Bo Olsen and Bill Logston and Brett Rockers, is that how you say his name? And Kenny Smith. I mean, there's a lot of guys that they could be calling. Scott Ballinger, where the hell's he at? You know,
Brent has to be on the radar. So does Sonny Larson. Like they've been, once you get on to Neil's podcast, I think that you're on the radar for, at least on the radar for WAL.
Right.
Why did I decline to arm wrestle? Matt Mask was the Wild Pony one. Why did I decline to arm wrestle Matt? Oh yeah, that was when he had the guy pull out. He was supposed to pull somebody, and then Sylvain Perron took the match.
Right.
Work schedule. Wild Pony work schedule. That's what it came down to. And that's all it was. Couldn't get there. So I've harpooned a few careers in my arm wrestling career to go and arm wrestle. I can't afford to do that at this stage of my life. There's other people that are relying on me.
Right. Yep.
Joel, where do you, talking about, Ryan mentioned nationals, where do you stand with the whole, I mean, I don't know this about you, if you're big on going to nationals and worlds and stuff like that, but do you have any intention of going to Orlando next year for the IF?
You know, I haven't really thought much about it, but it does sound, I mean, I am definitely interested in that, but I haven't seen any details. I haven't talked to nobody, so I don't know really what's happening, but hell yeah. I mean, that sounds like something I'm definitely interested in.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting for you because they have 4 different qualifiers around the United States. So in theory, you should be able to get to one fairly easily. So
was that where you just have to go compete? You don't have to actually qualify? Is that the? Yeah. That seems kind of, you know, weird. Just sign up and go home, or do you actually have to arm wrestle?
It's I think it's more because the worlds are in such a fledgling stage with the IFA that they are still trying to figure all this out. So how does one qualify? Eventually, I think it will go back to the traditional way of qualifying where each country is allowed so many per weight class to bring, and then they figure out how they pick those people.
Right.
The States, as in Canada, there's such a large geographical area that it becomes really cost prohibitive for people to get to their nationals every year. But Canada's always just had one nationals.
Right.
Well, for my career, they have anyway.
You know what I'd like to check out? Oh, go ahead, Chris.
No. Have you? I mean to change subjects, but have you ever missed a Michigan State? Like, what do you have? Like 14 gorillas?
Oh man, I don't. I started arm wrestling and like 2013 was my first year ever arm wrestling. So I've been to Michigan State every year since 2014. I started going up there. So yeah, I got a lot of them named gorillas. But I don't know. I love that's to me. Michigan State is, you know, it's I think it's probably the biggest state tournament in the country. And to me, I don't know how nationals used to be, but Michigan State's probably a lot like nationals used to be. Where you walk in that room and it's like, you know, holy shit! Look who's over here and over here. There's a lot of talent in that room in Michigan State. So that's one of my favorite tournaments to go to. All the Michigan guys up there. So yeah, that's you. I saw you there. What was that? 2 years ago?
Yeah,
Chris. Yeah, you got to get back up there, man. That's a good one.
Yeah, last year they changed the date and the date wasn't conducive, but man, I said to myself, I've always said, going back 3-4 years, seeing those awards, I said to Steve, I have to, even though it's like a 60-hour drive, I have to try to make it out there. And the first year I went, 2 years ago, I mean, I met you for the first time. I met some great people. And what an awesome venue. They fucking playing heavy metal throughout the whole venue. He's got antique cars.
Metallica playing and shit. Yeah.
Fucking right. I mean,
this year they're giving a Harley away. So that's going to bring in
what?
It's kind of like a little Harley pull, I guess. He's got
Michigan State just went on my radar.
Yeah, Steve Pettis got I think it's, I'm not really sure what the exact, but it's a Harley, and it's a nice looking one. So that's going to bring in, there's already 400 and some entries, and it takes
huge
all fucking day, but now it's going to be huge. Everybody's going to show up now.
Yeah. He's talking about adding a fourth table or a fourth table.
Right.
So, I mean, he usually runs 3. He's going to run 4. I mean, for a state event, that is just insane.
Yeah, it's insane. It's a little different than a lot of the littler state tournaments you go to. Until you go to Michigan State, you don't really, that's a big-ass tournament. 30-man weight classes and things like that. Like,
I once drove 20 hours to go to Ohio to pull in the In Mike Bowling's event, the Harley pull, yeah.
The
Back in
Harley
2004, I think it was.
yeah.
We'll go to great lengths to arm wrestle for motorcycles and cars. Went to LA when
about an hour from my house, so I've been to that place.
What's that, Joel? You're breaking up. It might be on my end a little bit.
Yeah, shit. I went to great lengths to arm wrestle for a goddamn plastic trophy.
Yeah.
You know. Oh.
Gobby, how's the reception on your side?
He's breaking up like a motherfucker.
I said I've went to great lengths to arm wrestle for a plastic trophy. I can see you guys fine. So it's me?
Might be a combination. Hopefully it comes through on the live feed okay. But yeah, we heard you. Yeah, we've gone to great lengths for arm wrestle for plastic trophies too. Probably did it for way too long. Like I could start making $20,000 a year on arm wrestling for the next several years and still not make
not even close.
But why do we do it?
Yeah. I've never done drugs, but it's got to be kind of like a drug, right? I mean, once it gets in your blood, it's kind of like racing cars. Once you start doing shit like that, I don't think you retire from arm wrestling. I think you just die. I don't know how to quit. I would never understand people who just quit arm wrestling.
Does everyone ever really quit though? I mean, you see guys even take Rich Lepke's took 20 years break and came back and just started killing guys again.
Right.
Imagine if he hadn't left, how we would talk about that guy.
What a freak!
Like we talk about him in high regard now, but imagine if he had that whole career. Like he would be right in the conversation with John for the greatest of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at it. I got my damn cat over here clawing at me. Go ahead, guys.
You were at an event yesterday. I want to hear how it went. Just the Cole's Notes version. Because it sounded like it was a pretty good event. Can you hear me?
Are you talking to Joel or me?
You.
Oh, yeah. Avi Bench had a tournament yesterday, and it's the fourth he's had in that league.
Gobby?
He always has huge numbers, 130, 140, 150 entries, runs novice, pro, amateur, always has some type of cash pro event for the pros. Yesterday was like a battle royal where you had $100 buy-in, 8 guys, and every round is like a 2 out of 3, and the finals being a 3 out of 5. You had an under 200, all right hand, under 200, and then a 200 plus. Everything went well. He had, I think, 140 entries or something like that. Time is always of a factor, so he always tries to finish that early. So, we start at noon. He doesn't want to be there past 6, 7, ideally. So it was fairly officially ran. Venue's good. People are good. Ontario comes out in big numbers. Quebec comes out in good numbers. So, yeah, it was a successful event.
And who won? We had Justin Major in the heavyweights, and then
Justin. And another thing he did interesting was he seeded the event. I helped him seed it. Evan helped him seed it as well. I did the under 200. Evan did the over 200 in terms of seeding. Basically, just seeding guys by ranking or a prediction where we think they would fit in that 8-man bracket. Justin, I had Evan ranked seeded first. Justin ranked second. Evan had the reverse. And then everyone else pretty much cascaded down with a good gap. So what you have is, ideally, Justin and Evan should only meet in the finals. The way we seeded it, the top 2 seeds should only meet in the finals, which is what happened. And every round, for example, Evan was seeded with the 8 guy, who was a low-level pro guy. So that your top guys are rolling through the preliminaries. And so you had Justin versus Evan. Justin, I think... 3-0, and I just think, from what I recall, flopped his hand every time. Flopped him right over. Justin keeps looking better and better every time I see him. He used to be even going back to like a year ago, he was reluctant. He had great potential and a great hand, but you can see under pressure, he wasn't the most assertive or aggressive arm wrestler, especially in the setup, and he got taken advantage of. it doesn't seem like that's the point of the situation anymore. He looked incredibly calm, poised, and assertive. Won the money, which I think was $800 or something, $600 or $800. The under 200 was won by Steve Morneau, who dropped from 230 down to 200 in a period of, I think, 2 months or 2.5 months for that event. He pulled the under and over 200. Won the under easy. The over 200, I think he took like 4th or 5th. Like, he didn't do bad. And I think he ended up getting put out by Justin, I believe. But props to him for pulling both.
Yeah, and Steve Morneau, man, he walks around at what, about 3% body fat most of the time.
And he's 53. I thought he was 50, but he's 53, and he's a fucking, he's carved out of stone. Owns a gym in Gatineau and has a good team. I think he's got like a 20-man team or a following in Gatineau. They train at his gym weekly, and most of his team showed up. He brought an unlimited amount of his brand name protein bars to the venue, so people were eating those for free, and good stuff. My biggest concern when I'm roughing an event is injuries. I've never had an injury. And I like that record. And so there were a couple situations where a couple Kings movers, I stopped the match. Defensive side of the table, shoulder under arm, shoulder below table. I stopped it, explained why. There were 2 new women, man. And when I'm reffing a match between 2 women pulling for the first time, my blood pressure goes up, and they got into these quirky positions, and I stopped too and explained to the woman, brought her aside and explained to her why I stopped it. And you got to look at your damn hand. I'm not getting an arm break on my watch. So yeah, good event, no injuries. The right people won. Yeah, Abby runs these awesome events.
All right, Joel, what's next?
I'm in the other room looking the other direction.
Are you Are you going to the Arnold's?
Does Evan drink as much beer as he actually?
He pretty much always seems to have a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always seems to have a beer in his hand when I see him.
You know what I mean? I don't like that event. Arnold.
Joel, you're lagging pretty bad there, bud. You gotta any way you can improve that connection? Someone else in the house getting off the Wi-Fi or something?
I'm delay. We were talking about the Arnold and Evan.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're still lagging pretty good.
I got good connection. Everything. Damn it.
All right. Let me ask you. Well, let's give you a second to get the lag figure out here. Okay, that seems a little better.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, guys.
All right, so you talk about what you want to talk about with Evan, and you're giving an opinion on the beer drinking or something. Can you hear us, Joel? Gobby, you can hear me okay?
I hear you.
Oh, and then you about the Arnold. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Everything looks good on my end.
It's pretty choppy there, Joel. If you need to restart, that's okay. We'll keep going.
That tournament,
have them go off and come.
It's too fast, right?
Joel, why don't you do a restart and we'll keep going without you, and when you get back in, I'll re-add you. There we go. Okay, he's going to do a restart. Gobby, what do you got next?
I also pulled yesterday. I won the 0 to 176 pro class. So I was happy about that. Left felt really good. Even on the practice table beforehand with some heavyweights or 230 guys, my left was holding up pretty good. There he is.
All of a sudden, he's crystal clear. So you win the 0-176.
Is that bet?
That's all.
Yeah, I didn't even do anything either. I just restarted.
Well, the internet's a little laggy, but we'll continue.
You guys got me now?
We got you a little bit. So, well, you're locking up again.
Phone.
You might need to do a restart there, Joel, or at least go into airplane mode and then come out of it or something.
Yeah.
If he's off his phone, tell him to shut off, to turn off all his other pages, or get off all his pages, or clear his other pages.
Kill off all the other apps you're using.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay, it happens. So what's next for me? Eric Roussain's event in March. Again, much like Abby's event, it's got tons of good stuff for all levels of arm wrestling. It's close to me, so I think I'm going to aim for that one. What's after that? I'm really going to try to hit Michigan State. I have to hit that event.
I'm going to try that too. There's a question in the comments section here. It says Ryan Espey, or no, who wins the rematch between Michael Todd versus Devin? Man, I don't know. It's I think Devin is considerably stronger than he was. It's a tough call. I want to see the Jerry match first with Michael, and then the Devin one come after. But I think it will be Devin right away. I just think that's how it's going to unfold.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know who wins that one. I'm going to say if Michael faces Devin right now, I'm going to give a slight edge to Michael, but
I agree.
I wouldn't bet money on it.
You guys hear me?
We can hear you, but you're still choppy as hell. You need to tell everyone else in your house to get off your Wi-Fi.
I don't know. I mean, there ain't nobody here. That's the thing. There's nothing going on.
Okay, we can hear you a little better now. So you were talking a little bit about the Arnolds.
Yes. I don't. I've been to the Arnold probably a few times, and it's not a tournament I like going to. It's not it's just a day tournament, and they run it so damn fast. I'm really looking. I'd like to go to Moldova.
Joel, we're losing you again, bud.
Yeah, there's nothing happening here.
Yeah, we were.
I don't know everything. I got everything. I got all my bars.
Try a different room or something.
Right.
You mentioned Moldova. Yeah, Moldova's kind of the big events they're doing are kind of on hold right now for a couple of different reasons, but hopefully they get fired up again soon. That was a great experience.
Right. Absolutely. That looks. I don't know.
Well, that's a little better.
Is it? Well, I'll stand right here for a second. Hope it works.
Sure.
So, yeah, what were we talking about? Yeah, Moldova. That looks crazy over there. So Cobra, if you're listening, give me a call. When you get that rolling again.
Yeah, that was one of the events I was hoping would stick around for a long time, and it might return. We'll see. I think I think they really like arm wrestling.
Yeah. And
the production over there was incredible.
Looks like they spent a lot of money on that production over there. Is that Moldova big bucks, or what is that?
Big sponsor.
Big sponsor, big money, lots of good payout. Like,
right.
It's not like you're going somewhere. If you win, you're still gonna be out of pocket for traveling. You're going over there
Right.
and you're going to come home with some money.
Right.
And lots of stuff to talk about. Like, I mean, Justin Bishop can attest to that. I can. Travis can. It's an event.
Anytime you're with Cobra, there's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about.
It was a good experience, man. They treat you really, really well. Anyone that gets the opportunity to go there needs to say yes. Contract, whatever.
Exactly. Not a big fan of those contracts.
Well, you know what's worse than a contract? When an organization you're not under contract to tells you where you can arm wrestle.
What? Say that again? Man, losing you guys.
What's worse than a contract is when somone that is an organization that you do not have a contract with tries to dictate where you can arm wrestle.
Right.
Which is kind of what we're seeing right now, which is ridiculous. But there's a vote happening currently in Canada. I think our president sent out the email a couple days ago. And the vote is, and we all know this was coming, whether we join the IFA or not. So it's as simple as that. The vote is to join the IFA. And we all await the decision of that because it will dictate how we move forward with the sport in Canada. But, I mean, it is what it is.
There's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world of arm wrestling like these days. And whatever happened to just, I don't know. I guess I don't understand all of it. Why things happen and who some of these people think they are. And I don't know.
Well, it's a big business in Europe, so I imagine it's a little bit different than what we see over here. But they're putting a lot of people in precarious situations because some of them, if they leave WAF, they end up losing their government funding.
Right. Well,
so they have a real interest in staying on board with the other organization, whereas most countries don't have that. Right. Yeah. Comment from the comments section says, funny how WAF can ban you if you've never been in WAF. That's interesting. To just take that list of athletes that's placed over there, including our youth, like the kids that went to the IFA championships that have never been in WAF, are now not in good standing with WAF. That was one of the. You're crystal clear now, Joel. What's going on? All of a sudden
I moved. I don't know.
That doorway is the key.
Right. I'm holding it up.
Yeah, they said they have these kids on the ban list. They took these people and put them all on this ban list or not in good standing list or whatever you want to call it. And they just basically took a list and said, here's 500 names. But at the same time, it took those lottery results, banned those people, but did not touch the top 8.
Why is that?
Well, because you don't want to put Levon, who is arguably the number 1 arm wrestler on the planet, on your not in good standing banned list. But it looks even more ridiculous if you put all the other 7 guys on there and not Levon. I don't know. They're doing themselves no favors.
No.
Yeah.
I was kind of bummed out I wasn't on that banned list when I went through it looking for my name for
you will be.
Some reason.
I'm not on there either. We just need to go to one IFA event and we're there. And it sounds like the Arnold's is one of those events that they might take those results and stick them on there. So we're talking with the Arnold's, and we never really got your answer.
Right. I was just saying that I don't really, I've been to the Arnold a few times, and I don't like that event. I don't, you got to take 3 days off of work or whatever it is, and it's a 2-day event, and they just run you through so fast, and I don't like being around a bunch of bodybuilders. I'm just not into that whole scene,
See, I like that. I like the pace of the event.
Well, the pace is fine because we're in and out, but it's just it's over 2 days, and I don't know. It's for whatever reason, I'm just not interested in going to the Arnold anymore.
I always liked that I knew when I started arm wrestling, and I knew when I was finished arm wrestling.
Well, that's probably different for a guy like you guys. Always get to go last. Chris goes first. I wait for a little bit, and you're waiting half the damn day to arm wrestle.
It depends. Like if there's way more guys in the super heavyweight, I've been at that event, and I've been the first match of the day. Like, it was completely unexpected. Yeah. I've always done fairly well at that tournament too, but I haven't won it yet. I've got as high as second.
All right.
Yeah, I've always said that the Arnold's is something every arm wrestler has to do once.
Right.
Much like going to Worlds. But I'm with Joel. Like, there's a lot of fake tanned.
Yeah, that stinks in there, man. I don't know what these fucking people eat. Like, I can't stand being around them.
I don't know. It's I'm not a big fan of crowds and stuff like that. And
100,000 people walking through.
Yeah. But Denise always does a bang up job. They're super efficient. And I also, when you try to force an event on a certain timeline, what happens is the reffing can become very loose, and we see that, and it can skew the results. I mean, I do that as a ref when asked, but I don't do it with the high end guys. I do the novice and amateur guys. I run them through a little bit quicker, easier to set up. But when you're dealing with the Michael Todds and the bigger names and finals, I mean, you have to. I think reffing has to be, it has to be very accurate,
very strict.
Yeah, but it's an experience, man, and Ohio is very.
It is a well-ran event. Don't get me wrong. They run a great event. It's just I don't know. It's kind of if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. I think. It's just kind of the people around. It's
like cattle, man. There's 50,000 people that go through there on a Saturday.
And you can't move. I mean, you're shoulder to shoulder packed in like sardines, and I don't know. But you're right though. It's something every arm wrestler should check out. Definitely. Maybe I'll do it again in the future, but for now, I'm not into that.
You've got to be awfully close to it, right?
It's 2 hours probably to Columbus from my house. Right. So I go down to Columbus all the time for football games.
But I mean, you go to the Arnold's and you compare it to Michigan State, where Michigan State is an awesome venue at Battle Creek. Like it can hold 1,000, 2,000 people. I mean, it's a sports arena, but plenty of seating, good food, and everyone they're all arm wrestlers, right? You don't have any fucking
some orange fucking dude walking past you with what are you doing?
And I don't know in the bodybuilding culture, what is it with like a bodybuilder dating a woman 20 years older? Like I see that often in bodybuilding where the guy's dating a fucking like his mother. Like I don't know, there's some type of psychology in there, but it's weird. There's some weird stuff. Psychological.
It costs a lot of money to be a bodybuilder, man.
Maybe
you can't put those pieces together.
I guess I have. Fucking weird, but I definitely get a better vibe from Michigan State than Arnold's.
Michigan State's that's another tournament I think every arm wrestler should just go to. Like you got to check that out. It's different. It's different up there than it is everywhere else.
When is Michigan State?
Is it July this year or August?
Yeah, I think it's the first year he had it in August. Well, 2 years ago when I went, he had it in August. Then he pushed it to. When did he push it after? I forget when he pushed it last year, but it was a different date. But I believe this year it's July.
Yeah,
it's upcoming July, and it looks like to be its biggest.
Oh yeah, it'll be.
Hey, we got an interesting question here, you guys. Why do we think Dave Chafee left WAL, and why? What do you all think of Dave Chafee leaving WAL, and why do you think he left?
I didn't know he left. He left WAL?
PAL. Dave is a participant.
Probably because they weren't giving him any matches, and he's the strongest guy out there. They're not letting him arm wrestle, I would guess.
I think it's a couple of reasons. Yeah, he's not getting enough matches. He goes over to PAL. He's guaranteed a schedule for all of 2020, whether he wins or loses, because they keep doing pull-offs. He's competing against arguably a tougher field, but matches up better, if that makes sense.
Right.
Doesn't have to deal with extreme kings moving.
Right. Horseshit arm wrestling.
And it's more of a style that's suited to Dave because he's not expected to. I don't know if this is an expectation of WAL, possibly not, but the way that they reward guys, it certainly would indicate that they like it when guys go out on their own and start building up matches and shit talking their opponents and doing all the stuff that would give it a more of a WWE type atmosphere. I think all those reasons would be the reasons why he left. And
Dave don't say a whole lot.
Yeah.
So, that's probably why they're not giving him. But he's the strongest guy out there. I don't understand why you have to say a whole bunch of stupid shit and act like you're,
Well, that's exactly what it comes down to. He can go over there and let his arm wrestling do the talking.
Right. Exactly.
Dave was like driving a Ford F-350 heavy-duty truck, $100,000 truck into a Ferrari dealership and expecting people to be impressed. Like, it's just a different. He just wants to fucking arm wrestle, and Wall doesn't showcase his ability. He like Joel said, he's the best, strongest super heavyweight in the United States, North America, and they just don't showcase it well. The way they're built, I mean, he's not a self-promoter. He's a gentleman. Right. He respects his opponents. He loves to arm wrestle, and he loves to challenge himself without being an utterly fucking clown, without being acting like a fucking idiot and getting under the table and running his mouth and using puppets. And so he's just different.
I don't mind the puppets, but I don't speak Portuguese, so I can't figure it out.
But so I totally understand him wanting to leave because it doesn't suit him. They don't make him look good. Not that they're trying not to make him look good, but their structure and what they encourage isn't what he believes and he's made of.
He's not all over social media making videos on this and that. And he's,
Well, he's taken a few losses in the last couple of years in WAL and got put in positions that made him not look the best. So, I mean, it's definitely an opportunity for him to rebuild. And man, I think he's going to do great over there.
Yeah, I'm a huge Dave Chafee fan. I love watching that guy arm wrestle.
Well, and essentially, he's like an Eastern European heavyweight. They don't say much. They're very respectful to their opponents, and they're strong as fuck.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that's what arm wrestling should be, right?
The American champion. So, I mean, it's kind of a win-win. If Dave goes over there and just kills everybody, I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to get in tough matches. But if he goes over there and kills everyone, WAL is going to use that to their advantage somehow.
Right. Of course.
You can argue that Michael Todd should be the American going over if there was going to be an American representative in PAL other than Tim, but Europeans are usually pretty traditional, and I don't think they love King's movers. Mike has his audience here in the United States and a following, but over there, I don't think they love that shit.
No, I know they don't.
No.
Yeah. I don't know how they would. I don't know, man. That move just irritates the hell out of me. I don't mind the King's move when you have a whole bunch of tools and you can do all these things and you kind of get caught and you got to win a match and you end up going there. It happens. But when that's your main move, you're about to fucking get pinned and you straighten your arm out and use it. It's so boring to watch. It's so irritating. And I know it's nothing against Michael Todd because I know that guy can bang in a fucking hook. Why doesn't he? I've seen him do it. Mm-hmm. So he's a great arm wrestler. I just don't like that move.
Yeah.
Ironically,
I mean, we've got Neil confirmed that Gennady was coming over to WAL. And the one guy that Gennady wanted to arm wrestle was Chafee. And Chafee is now gone.
Well,
what do you think of Gennady coming over?
You talking to me?
Yeah, either one.
I think anyone. I think that's it throws a wrench in things. That's for sure. And I think a lot of them Europeans coming over here, it fucks everything up. These guys are animals. They arm wrestle different than we do. It's a whole different ball game.
I mean, potentially you could have Gasparini drop weight as well, and all of a sudden head down to mix it up in the lower weight class.
Yeah. Well, they need to get top tier international pullers out there like Gennady and Ryan Bowen and Danny Tesh. I mean,
man,
Danny Tesh
he's a strong son of a bitch. I
That's
don't know
one
about
match.
that other cat.
That's one match I kind of wanted to see was you and Danny because you're a fucking grinder. He seems like one hell of a grinder.
Set it up,
Yeah.
Neil. If you're watching, I'm ready. I'm ready. I tell you what. Right now, I'm as strong as I've ever been. I'm healed up. I'll play any one of them guys. I don't give a shit who it is.
How do you do with
So,
Mendez? What's your history with Mendez?
depends on which version of Quinlan you get. You never know. But I mean, we do. I mean, I do all right against them, and we're pretty even right now. I would say, but you know, you got to figure he's been pulling for 20 years, and I just kind of.
Yeah.
So my first 4 or 5 years, I wasn't even close to him, and maybe it's kind of because of him. Because I went, up here because he helped me out. I think we're pretty even right now. Pretty even match. So, I think me and Danny would be a great match.
Yeah. Well, you're also similar styles. I find hard to fucking beat. Hard to pin. Very stubborn.
Right. That's the name of the game, right?
Well, not with everyone.
That's why I feel like if it's really any match you're in, there's a possibility you're going to win really fast or lose really fast. Shit happens.
Mhm.
But if I feel like if I can get that match to stop, and then we start arm wrestling each other, I feel like I'm going to win that match every time, in my mind.
Mhm.
And I have 90% of the time. So that's what I need. Like, I love those matches, getting in there and just seeing whose balls are bigger and who's gonna fucking quit. I love that shit.
I didn't realize the match with Mike had such a toll on your elbow, man. I mean, I kind of understand why, but
right.
Damn.
When I pulled him in that super match in the WL, my elbow was. But listen, he kicked my ass. I'm not gonna sit there and I don't really know where my elbow was at, but I think I was more scared about it hurting it again. And the dude kicked my ass, and that really shook me a little bit on confidence. But I'm good to go now. I've never been this strong, so hopefully this thing holds up.
So who do you want?
I don't want to I don't do that call out shit. I'll call me up. I'll arm wrestle whoever you want me to arm wrestle. I'd love to arm wrestle Bowen. I've heard talks about me and Alan Guerrera. I'll pull Mike again. I'd love to pull Justin Bishop. And that's such a stacked class. There's so many guys. It really doesn't matter to me. I just want to get back in the mix and see what the hell happens.
Sometimes you got to throw a name out there, man, to see who the WAL. You got to get somebody interested.
Boy, well, I made a video. I want to pull Ryan fucking Bowen. I'd love to pull that guy, slap his little ass in the hook, and see how many vectors he can come up with, and just and make him quit.
Ryan Bowen has done an amazing job at wanting everyone to arm wrestle against him.
Right. I think he blocked me. I can't remember if I blocked, but I don't see his shit no more. That guy sure does love himself, though, doesn't he? Damn.
Well, I mean, just like BLM, he's drawn the attention, and everyone wants a piece of him. I don't know if everyone wants a piece of BLM, but everyone wants a piece of Ryan Bowen. And I think it has a lot to do with, your name would all instantly be all over the place. But guys also think they can beat him.
I think he's very beatable, and he's not even the best. Like Danny Tesh is a lot better arm wrestler than he is. But first, Danny doesn't get on social media.
Danny's not even reachable, man. Like unless you have his landline phone number, I don't think you can get a hold of him.
He's on a whole different level than Ryan Bowen is. Ryan just gets on there and talks a bunch of shit and makes videos.
What do you think about that? Like it seems like arm wrestling ability might be secondary. It's a good supporting thing, but it might be secondary to getting a shot in the WAL sometimes.
Well, I think they see guys who got a big following on social media, like that. Who's that Juji move?
That's exactly who I was thinking about.
That guy is a fucking freak show, and he could probably do anything he wants and be successful. He could be goddamn running back in the NFL or something, but he wants to fucking. I don't know how much money he makes off that, and then the WL jumps on board and they want, they're just looking for, and I understand that, but it's kind of a slap in the face to a lot of guys that have poured their life into this sport, and they're nobody. It's all about these guys who got a fucking camera, and that's just how I feel about it.
That's why Chris Gobby's getting called next week.
I'd love to see Chris. Have you pulled left-handed against a guy like Jeff Hale? I want to see that match.
Jeff and I we pulled right in 2014 in Vegas. He beat me. I don't think we pulled left. No, we did pull left and he beat me. I was struggling with the setup, the rough setup.
Right.
I couldn't get a bite on his hand, and he actually rolled me. But I wouldn't say I'm super confident with him, but I'm under 165. I think my left can fucking hang with almost anyone.
Right, I agree.
So, I mean,
it'd be nice if they throw a lot more left-handed matches in and mix it up a little bit. Because people aren't stupid.
Yeah, but much like Ryan, I'm not saying I'm at the caliber or I should be on wall because.
Oh, we just lost Gobby.
Yep, we did.
He'll be back.
Back.
He touched his phone. Anyway, it's an interesting. It's been a debate that's gone on for a long time, and without a clear way of getting into the WAL, I guess they rely on people making their own.
Right.
There is that Buffalo Wild Wings series, though, and I think Wayne Withers is guaranteed a shot this year based on his finishes at the Buffalo Wild Wings series. How well do you know Wayne?
I don't know him at all, but I've watched him pull on video, and holy shit, I never met the guy.
He's got a super match coming up with Dave Morocco somewhere, and I only see it because Dave Morocco's been sharing it on social media, and I'm not sure where it is or when it is yet, but it's interesting.
Yep.
I think that Wayne looks like a beast right now. Like he looks like he's an absolute animal, and he's a huge guy.
Right. Where did he just pull recently? I'm trying to. There he is. He's back.
Gobby, we were talking about Wayne Withers and how he got his shot, his guaranteed shot coming up.
Well, self-promoting, right? He gets up there and fucking Flex Friday, all that stuff he does, and but he has made a name for himself. He has some big wins under his belt.
But he also did win that Buffalo Wild Wings thing, where apparently they're guaranteed a shot in one of the upcoming WAL cards.
I
Guaranteed.
didn't know they were.
Well, from what he said, it led me to believe that he had earned a spot somewhere.
He should, give him a chance. Instead of watching the same 7 guys arm wrestle every fucking once a month.
Yeah. There almost needs to be a larger undercard.
Yeah, and I think they might change. So you never know. Every season's different, and they might do that. Yeah. But it's just more money they got to pay these guys to, I don't know. But goddamn, there's so many deserving guys out there. There's I can sit there, I can name off guys that deserve a shot.
I just keep thinking of Brendan Elselsor. Travels, pulls, good puller.
Yeah.
Dynamic puller. He's got character. He's not boring to watch.
He works his ass off.
Yeah, goes to every fucking qualifier, does what he can, and they don't give him the fucking time of day. It's like, come on, man. I mean, you're in the same ilk as he is. Maybe half a tier better or whatever, but it's like, man, come on. At a certain point, you got to give love to these fucking guys.
Right?
Do you though? I mean, it's also up to these guys to get noticed, and just winning doesn't always do that.
Right.
Like there's undefeated fighters out there that are not getting their shot in the UFC because they just aren't. They haven't put themselves on the radar.
It's kind of the world we live in. You got to go act like a fucking jackass, and be somebody you're not to get a fucking shot at something. And I don't like a guy like Brandon. That's just not him. That's not his personality.
No. Mm-hmm.
He wants to just work hard. So
but he's
nothing wrong with that.
But he's also not boring to watch either. Like he's colorful. He's just not. Most real fucking men are not comfortable with self promotion.
Right.
There's something about self promotion. Like someone else wants to promote me, that's fine. I do what I can. But to go out and start selling stuff, selling to other people who you are, and it's not really a fucking thing most men are very comfortable with.
I just feel like if I acted like that, my old man would still slap me right across my fucking head if I went out and did some of those things.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of shit I think about.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, with a guy like Conor McGregor, who, I mean, that's kind of where the magic happens. He's a talker, plus he's a super talented fighter.
Right.
But would he be in the spot he's in without both of those things coming together?
Probably not, but that's his personality. That's him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a cocky dude, and he's pretty damn funny too. He's not doing anything totally crazy.
No. Well, other than throwing a dolly at a bus and
Yeah.
Well,
slapping an old guy in a nightclub.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, the old guy thing.
That's a good analogy, and because Conor is fucking an amazing fighter, but the comparison I make is he's a great fighter and has got many opportunities, and so is Fedor. And for me, Fedor is a fucking man's man. Like Fedor says nothing. He's as tough as it comes. You cannot we've seen Conor get blasted and fucking quit. Like he doesn't have a tremendous amount of heart. He's not a fucking there's fighters and there's warriors. He's just a skilled fighter. But for me, I'm a Fedor guy. That's the best fucking fighter we will ever see, and that type of man is a dying breed. But for me, there's the fucking template.
See, I completely disagree with you. I think Randy Couture was way more of a fighter than Fedor ever was.
No.
We never got to see that fight.
Right.
He would have.
Randy was more of, he wanted to wrestle everybody. He wasn't.
But you talk about heart and grit and determination.
Something about just taking a fucking beating and keep wading into it. You're just give me more. That's the kind of shit I love.
Well, Randy was a warrior. Randy was awesome. I'm just saying.
Fedor also fought at a time where, Japanese asked people to take dives, and there was zero doping controls, and he fought mostly washed up UFC guys. And by the time we got him over here for a meaningful fight, time had caught up with him.
Right.
But just you can sum him up in the fight with Randleman. I mean, the guy pile drives Fedor right into the ground, and you're thinking, well, this is over. 5 seconds later, Randleman is tapping out. Do you know what type of fucking evolving frame mind a man has to have to be in the midst of being slammed like that, and at the same time look at an angle to fucking get like that? That is a fuck
against a guy like that.
Yeah, like that. That's I've never seen.
And by the way, just pointed out in there that I was the only guy on the podcast to call Conor as the winner of that last fight.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
And also, Randleman, God rest his soul, was a one-dimensional fighter that did not have a stellar record. Yes, he suplexed the shit out of Fedor, and that should have ended that fight.
You're right, but let's just boil it down for a bit. When you don't look at stats and record, GSP, to many and Conor, same ilk, are known as pound for pound, arguably the best fighters ever. GSP was an exceptional fighter, but once he got tagged hard, fucking faded. When Conor gets tagged hard, now for me, a mark of a fighter or a man is how they react once they get tagged. Fedor, the harder you hit him, the harder he hits you back, the more he was into the fight. So you can't compare. It's like apples and oranges. Yes, they're skilled fighters. But
it's like Nate Diaz. I love watching that guy fight.
Yeah.
I mean, the harder he gets hit, the better he's fighting.
That's right. And that's the mark of a fucking, I don't know. That's.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Conor has a ton of heart, man. I think when he started losing to Mayweather, the comments he made at the end of that fight was, "Let me go out on my shield. Don't stop that fight."
Right. How hard would it be to stay motivated, though, to get your ass kicked by people when you have what is he? Is he a billionaire yet? I don't know.
He's got to be close.
But how hard would that be? Like, I don't want to get punched in the face anymore. Fuck, where's his motivation? Just greatness, or what is it?
He loves to fight.
Right.
Yeah. Mayweather wasn't fucking Spinks, right? This guy's looking to dance and run away, and it's not like he's getting tagged by a 140-pound man. Ooh, come on, fucking
Mayweather carried him through that fight. That was
Mayweather's a fucking bum on his own merit.
Conor won at least 4 rounds of that fight. At least 4. Scorecard said differently, though. Conor didn't get punched a single time in the first round, and those judges gave it to Mayweather.
Can't remember how it went down anymore.
Anyway, that's the analogies are. It's such a good parallel between UFC and WAL.
Yep.
It can't be ignored. It's
that's what the WL should be more like the UFC instead of the WWE or the WWF or whatever the hell it's called. And that's what they should model it after. A bunch of grown-ass men doing grown-ass men shit.
Right, but they still look for the story.
Some of that stuff is not a story.
Colby Covington builds the story. Like he wants the Jorge Masvidal. People want to see him fight because of what he says, what he does, and they believe that he is legitimately the BMF.
Well, that's the guys in the WAL or arm wrestling that you can be serious and act like that. You don't have to be a clown. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. I mean, it goes a little bit far sometimes.
Oh God!
Like there was a video with Joel and was it Justin Bishop where you had this Facebook Live video and you came out and you just called out and you just went on a fucking 8-minute rant and called and that's you being fucking you and genuine and that I can see sells, but it's different when a guy is trying to convey
like using this fake ass voice
you
come into hook, you come into hell. What the fuck are you doing? Shut the fuck up, man. I told my dad to watch that and my brother, and they came into work the next day and they're like, what the fuck did I just watch? Bam, done. Not a fan anymore.
No.
So that's the kind of shit that irritates me.
Yeah.
Be real.
Yeah.
You don't have to be an actor.
Yeah, you can tell when somebody's acting. Yeah.
I could just go on all night about that.
Yeah. I think we had a question in one of the in the feed saying, can people expect to see more with you and Justin Bishop in that video that you guys had?
I mean, I guess I talk to Justin a few times a week through stupid shit messages and all that. So yeah, maybe I can get a hold of him and we can do some more trashing people.
You guys should both come on here sometime. But you guys
you know what? Paul Talbot's actually here right now at my house. He's out coyote hunting with my uncle right now. So I was hoping Talbot would walk in and jump on camera for a few minutes, but he's out. He'd rather go kill dogs or something.
Yeah. You and Justin have one thing in common.
Shitty Wi-Fi.
Shitty Wi-Fi.
Oh, no. I live out in the middle of nowhere, man.
Oh, that's all good. Justin was worse because Justin, I think, was in an Arby's parking lot in his car, and it was like it was constant lag.
He's probably going there because that's free Wi-Fi.
Maybe.
Yeah. And Justin's a cool dude, man. I like talking to him because he ain't afraid to say shit either.
No.
Yeah.
And he's genuine, right? You can tell he says something, he means it. It's not fake. He comes out, he's fucking genuine, and he has stuff to say, much like yourself, and that's interesting.
It'd be a lot cooler if he didn't constantly say "Roll Tide," though. I'm so sick of hearing that shit.
I don't even know what the hell that means. I just know that I don't like it.
It means he's a fucking redneck Alabama football fan.
You must be a big Buckeye fan.
I'm a huge Buckeye fan, so it's good to be a Buckeye these days. So
yeah.
Me and Justin got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Did they win national championship, or has it not happened yet? I didn't follow.
They lost in the semifinals to Clemson.
Okay.
So they were good enough too. They just didn't make it happen.
Weren't they the number 1 seed?
They were I think they ended up being the number 2 seed.
Number 2, okay.
But yeah, they kind of screwed themselves, and whatever.
All good.
Shit happens. Next year,
could they beat the Detroit Lions?
I doubt it. I love when people say that though. Could an amateur team beat a pro team? No,
absolutely they could not. No. They'd get killed.
Right.
Oh, no, Ryan and Gobby, could you have Dave Chafee on? Chafee has respectfully declined to come on, and that's okay.
Hey, that's him. That's
him. He doesn't he doesn't do this kind of thing, and that's.
He's not disrespectful at all. It's just that's just him. So.
No. I asked him. He said no, and he left it at that.
They asked like 12 people before they finally got to me, and I said yes. So
that's. You know what? When we get to a certain week and we're like, who should we have on? We generally ask one person, and they say yes.
In my mind, what I actually had thought out is because although he's not the same type of level of arm wrestler you are, Darren Bills, And I thought it'd be cool to have a 4-way with me, Ryan, you, and Darren, and kind of have like an Ohio, Michigan.
Right.
Because much like you, Darren just speaks his mind and fucking colorful. And I thought that'd be an awesome like 4-way podcast like we had with Jody about a month ago.
Get Darren and like that Roger Cunningham.
Roger, same thing.
That guy's
awesome. I mean, I don't know if there's every state has a different type of has different obviously arm wrestlers, but California has a certain type of arm wrestler over there. But fucking Michigan, Ohio, the arm wrestlers that come out of Michigan, Ohio, maybe because it's more of a blue collar state. Right. It's not a very glamorous beaches and sand, But the guys that come out of Michigan and Ohio are pretty cool fuckers. Like they're
I think it's a Midwest thing because Pennsylvania's got a lot. All these. I think so, but they definitely act different out west and down south. That's for sure.
Yeah. Hey Joel, we got a question for you. It's about the 95 kilo mashup that RVJ is doing, and if you plan to pull it.
I don't. You know what? I haven't really got many details on that yet, and if I can make it, I'll definitely go. But I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. I'd love to go mix it up with those guys, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. I haven't really heard nothing. I don't even know the date. So we'll see what happens. And if the WAL will allow that because of potential matchups might cross over and all this shit, I have no idea. So
interesting.
And don't you have, you'd have to drive to New Hampshire, but don't you have family in Vermont, in New England?
I do.
Yeah.
I do, up in Lyndonville.
Good.
Yeah, I talked to you about that. You're just north of Vermont, right? Right across the line.
Yeah, that's why I hit those Vermont.
Pretty close.
Yeah, I'm like 5 minutes from the border, and so that's why I go down to those northern Vermont. But yeah, even Lyndonville, I'm super close still.
Right. Well, I got a bunch of family out there, and I actually wanted to go out there to one of those. Man, I know they got the fairs and shit. And
you got to hit Addison County. Addison County is like Michigan State, but outside under a tent at night.
Right.
They have like
when you figure out the date of that, definitely send it to me because I'll come up and
RVJ,
take a little vacation out there.
And RVJ is often there. It does get some good 198 guys, 220 guys.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, Bill Sinks runs it. Awesome event. So
perfect. Hell yeah.
Once I get the date, I'll definitely throw that to you.
Yep.
And Gobby, I think you need to grow a beard finally.
Man, my beard comes out gray as fuck. I'm not sure beard suit me.
I'm not gonna lie. I colored this thing about a month ago. It's pretty gray.
Yeah, me too.
I wouldn't do that. I just fucking come out gray. Yeah. I also get. I don't know how you guys do it because as soon as I'm like a week or 2 weeks in, it gets itchy as hell. I can't sleep. It gets awfully hard to deal with.
I don't even feel this thing. I don't even know it's there in the summer or the winter. I've had it so long. I don't even know what I look like anymore. I'm so scared. My daughter's 3. If I shave this thing off, man, it's gonna scare the hell out of her.
Yeah, some stranger will be in the house.
Yeah.
I was roughing Evan yesterday, and his beard is so long. It looks like yours. It's like getting onto my fucking forearm and hand.
Yeah.
Christ.
Gross.
I just had that happen the rough. It's like, yeah. I just want to cut it shorter because I feel like I can't get close enough to my hand because my beard's in the way.
Yeah. Well, gents, it's getting on here. Should we wrap her up?
Sure, man.
Hey, I'm going to tell you guys that when next we come on, I will be in my new house, a different location. No more yellow curtains in the background. Everything's going to be changed.
Oh, yeah.
So stay tuned for the next guest. I believe it's going to be Kane Hemsing from Saskatchewan.
Strong dude.
We're going to confirm, and he's got an event coming up that I'm involved with, so we'll talk a little bit about that. And Joel, anything you want to say before we close the show?
No, man, I'm good, man. I just appreciate you guys having me on. So,
hey, we appreciate you coming on, and
sorry about the technical difficulties, but
that's okay. I think we have a little bit of that every show.
Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of our calling card now. Yeah.
I appreciate it, guys. It was fun.
All
right. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thank you.
Take care, fellas. Have a great Sunday.
Yeah, you too.